Again, welcome to Dallas Cowboys hot news. Today we are going to talk about on the possibility of the signing Maxx Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders to the Dallas Cowboys. If this trade should be happen in the Dallas Cowboys next season, this question you may ask yourself: if really Dallas Cowboys need Maxx Crosby on his position as an edge rusher. In this offseason, Cowboys tried to sign Maxx Crosby. Even if deal was not happened, the next season, Maxx Crosby can also be in talks with the Dallas Cowboys from the Las Vegas Raiders. It can be yes, it can be also no, but more analysts and experts believe that Maxx Crosby can be a solution for the Dallas Cowboys defense, which struggled for many years. And fans in this offseason, they tried to push and put pressure on the front office to sign Maxx Crosby, but the price was in a problem. Maxx Crosby tried to move to Baltimore Ravens, but the deal collapsed due to health issues. He returned to Las Vegas Raiders. This means that Maxx Crosby he is ready to move from the Las Vegas, but no team yet by now trying to sign him. But the next season, the 2026-2027 season, it will be not easy for the Dallas Cowboys, and also it will not be easy for the Maxx Crosby who tried to exist from the Las Vegas Raiders. The 2027 season could be a crucial year and a crucial season for the Maxx Crosby who want a trade. And can Cowboys continue to push and try to sign Maxx Crosby next offseason? This is a question you can ask yourself, but it looks like Dallas is ready to do anything in order to bring this first and best edge rusher in NFL, Maxx Crosby. When you have a player like Maxx Crosby, it is a foundation for a defense for any team in NFL. So this is why Cowboys, they are not quiet. They will continue to negotiate with the representatives of the Maxx Crosby. Maybe we shall see him in the Dallas Cowboys next year, as also Cowboys continue to try to talk to him, because this offseason failed, but also maybe next offseason something can happen between the Cowboys and Maxx Crosby. No one who can doubt about his ability, no one who can doubt his mentality and leadership of the defense. This is why more people are also interested on giving different ideas about signing Maxx Crosby. This is why also Dallas Cowboys front office tried to bring him in the Dallas. It is because he is a caliber player. He is a player who can transform the defense. He is a player who can take Cowboys from one step to another step of the winning Super Bowl. We tried to sign a defensive player this season, but if Cowboys could sign Maxx Crosby, it can be also another achievement. It's a big achievement to sign a player like Maxx Crosby. It will be a sign that Cowboys is a true and serious contender for the Super Bowl 2026. So that's what we can say about the Maxx Crosby, one of the best player in NFL on his position, edge rusher, one of the greatest and also best player in NFL in general, a leadership player, a leader player, a professional player, player with a skills, player with high mentality. So this is what we, after years of the ups and downs, questions and pressure, this team now seems to have a new kind of energy. At the center of that excitement is wide receiver George Pickens. What he showed last season was not just talent, it was a glimpse of the greatness. And now, with more time and more chemistry and more confidence, the expectations are even higher. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer said it best when he described Pickens' potential as scary. That is not just a hype, that is a warning to the rest of the league. Last season was a turning point for the George Pickens when he arrived from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Many people already knew he had talent. He had shown flashes of the brilliance with the Steelers, making difficult catches and big plays. However, consistency was always the question. Could he perform at high level every game? Could he become a complete wide receiver? In the Dallas, he answered those questions. He did not just improve, he transformed. George Pickens finished the 2025 season with 93 receptions, 1,429 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. These were not just good numbers, they were career-best numbers by a wide margin. More importantly, he became reliable. Game after game, he delivered. He made a big plays when the team needed them mostly. He became a true number one option on the offense. What makes this even more exciting is that the Cowboys believe he is not even close to his full potential. Brian Schottenheimer has watched a film Crosby and he sees more growth coming. He sees a player who is still learning, still improving, and still evolving. That is where the fear comes in for opposing teams. If this version of Pickens is already this good, what happens when he takes another step forward? Another key factor in his success is his connection with the quarterback Dak Prescott. Chemistry between the quarterback and wide receiver takes time. Last season was their first full year working together, and they already looked dangerous. Now, with full off-season to train, study, and build that connection, even further, expectations are rising. Timing will be sharper, communication will be better, trust will be stronger. The Cowboys' offense as whole is also evolving. Coach Schottenheimer has made it clear that growing does not happen overnight. It is a process. The team is building something step by step. They are not rushing it. They are focusing on long-term success while still competing at high level right now. That balance is important. It allows players like Pickens to develop naturally without unnecessary pressure. One major distraction has also been removed. The contract situation that could have created tension is no longer an issue for this season. George Pickens signed his franchise tag, which means he will stay with the team for the 2026 season. There will be no contract negotiation during the year. There will be no uncertainty about his immediate future. This allows him to focus completely on football. The Cowboys have also been clear about their plan. They are not rushing into a long-term contract extension right now. Instead, they want to see how things develop during the season. This approach keeps everyone focused on the performance. If Pickens continue to grow and dominate, a bigger deal could come later. For now, the goal is simple: win games and improve as a team. Coach Brian Schottenheimer has been very open with the Pickens from the beginning. There has been honesty and clarity in their communication. That kind of the real relationship between player and coach is important. It builds trust, it creates stability, and it helps a player stay focused on what truly matters. Looking ahead to the 2026 season, the expectations are high, but they are also realistic. The Cowboys believe they have one of the most talented rosters in the league. They have playmakers on both sides of the ball, and with the George Pickens leading to the receiving groups, the offense has a potential to be explosive. However, potential alone is not enough. The team must continue to work, they must stay disciplined, they must keep improving every week. That is the challenge. That's what separates good teams from the great teams. For George Pickens, this season is an opportunity to improve and prove that last year was not just a breakout. It was the beginning of something bigger. If he continues on this path, he could become one of the best wide receivers in the entire league. And for the Dallas Cowboys, this could be the year where everything starts to come together. The talent is there, the system is developing, the confidence is growing, and if their head coach is right, the best version of the George Pickens is still yet to come. That's what makes this story so exciting, and that is what makes the true scary for everyone else. And Cowboys have also extended the contract of the kicker Brandon Obley, and it was of course necessary for the Cowboys to extend the contract of the Brandon Obley because he has good statistics in the previous 3-2 season. There was more reasons for extending the contract of the Brandon Obley. By now, he is the first, and he's the first paid kicker in NFL. Cowboys and Brandon Obley agreed on the new contract of the 4 years, where Cowboys will pay him 9 million per one season. So you understand that he get good amount of the money. So that's what he wanted. And he was restricted free agent, and Cowboys negotiated him because no team that interested in signing Brandon Obley. That's why he was signed by he was resigned, of course, he was resigned by the Dallas Cowboys, and now he is the best paid kicker in the NFL, Brandon Obley. And now what we are waiting is to see whether George Pickens also will sign a long-term contract as Brandon Obley did this offseason. We are waiting to see if Cowboys and George Pickens will agree on the long-term deal. That's what we are waiting. Even if by now George Pickens signed a franchise tag with the Dallas Cowboys, but also talks over long-term contract is going on both sides. The reasons why Cowboys did this one is because they are not ready to pay for him a huge amount of the money that he wants. They decided to give him a franchise tag of 1 year. In this 1 year, they can continue to negotiate over long-term contract. As multiple insiders said, Cowboys and George Pickens disagreed on the salary for the George Pickens per 1 year. As news from the insiders, George Pickens asked for 30 millions per 1 season, and in 4 years, this contract could cost Cowboys more than 120 millions. So he was supposed to be among of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL, but Cowboys by now they are not ready to pay that amount of the money, and in 1 season on this franchise tag, Cowboys will pay more than 27 millions for the George Pickens. So you understand that to pay 30 millions in 4 years, it is not easy, as also Cowboys do this one by looking on the salary cap. You cannot sign players and giving them more money without also looking on the salary cap. You can break salary cap, of course, when you sign players in this way. That's what Cowboys is escaping. They need another player, they need to extend the contract of another players. They need to sign another one. They need to sign free agent players. Those players, they need the money. So that's why Cowboys decide not to give him a long-term contract on that amount of the money. But by now, negotiation still is going on, and talks is going on. Anytime we can see something special from the front office about this contract of the George Pickens and the and Dallas Cowboys. So that was how George Pickens didn't sign a new long-term contract with the Dallas Cowboys. And also we talked about how Brandon Aubrey signed a new contract and what Cowboys gave him. In this week also, the Cowboys mini camp started on the Thursday, and we have seen more players attended the mini camp training with Christian Parker, especially those ones who was drafted. We have seen Caleb Down, we have seen Jaishwan, we have David Moore. Those also and the Lawrence, those players participated in the Cowboys minicamp training so as to start to know what about Dallas Cowboys, to start to understand the system of the Christian Parker new system scheme that he will use next season. So the players attended the minicamp training, and we hope to see them playing at high caliber next season, and to understand what Christian Parker wants them to play, how they want them to play, the style and the system, tactics, and so on. So it is good starting for Christian Parker and players, of course, to start to make communication on both sides. So it is good. It is good for the Cowboys to do this one, to start a mini camp at this time, because these players, they are still young players. They don't have enough experience. They have also to get experience and also to know the rules and values of the Dallas Cowboys through in this mini camp. And also it is a time for Christian Parker to start to test his tactics that he would use, as most of these players, they are defensive players, and can be a good to start to build communication and the chemistry among of the defensive players, so that during the time of play they will start to play with a good communication among of them. So that's good for the Dallas Cowboys. And as off-season approach, after NFL drafts, after NFL free agents market, we are now in the off-season, but waiting an off-season friendly games, yes, which is coming in these 2 months, and also NFL camp is going to start also in July. So we are waiting to see how Cowboys will do that. More fans has of course curiosity to see Cowboys next season. Everyone want to see how Cowboys will play next season. Everything is new, players are new, coaches are new, videos and recording a good voice. So it's your time to help us through joining a membership, through give us super chat or super thanks or any gift that you may have. It was just a suggestion and it was a little favor. But let's move on and let's go on now. We have a topic today. Do you see Caleb Down as a hero for the Dallas Cowboys? A hero who will give us Dallas Cowboys much better, more than expectation that we expect from him. Who do you think can make a good partnership with the Caleb Down? And also, you have to know this about Caleb Down. More people, more analysts criticized his injury issues that he experienced in the last 2 seasons. So, some people saying that Caleb Down has a knee injury that also can prohibit him for being a good player in the Dallas Cowboys. But we think Cowboys medical staff, they are ready to treat him and giving him what he needs in order to be fit 100. But we believe Caleb Down is going to do something very special for the Dallas Cowboys. He is the best draft in this 2026 class and best safety young player in the NFL. So we have more expectations from the Dallas Cowboys. Best draft Caleb Down, and also we have more curiosity to see these players in the pitch. Of course, we have curiosity to see them at AT&T Stadium. More fans there, TV, people watching on TV, these players. So there is more expectations we are now expecting for these young players we have signed, and young players we have drafted. So we have more excitement and more curiosity. So can you give us your comments in the comment section? How do you see these players we have signed? How do you see these players we have drafted? Yes, we are going to see new partnership of different duo because we have more players, more new players, and also we have other players who was in the Dallas Cowboys last seasons. But this coming the season will be also a crucial season for the Dallas Cowboys owners. Jerry Jones promised something for the fans. Some of the fans also started to criticize Jerry Jones, saying that more than 30 years without getting something special, without getting a trophy, without getting a Super Bowl, it's a shame for American team like Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones said they are going to do something this season, but also when you analyze other teams, there is something also missing the Dallas Cowboys. You know, Mick Parsons, he has gone. We didn't replace him in the way that was supposed to replace him. In this offseason, there was more negotiation within Cowboys and Maxx Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders, but negotiation failed. He was supposed to come to the Dallas Cowboys, but he didn't sign for the Dallas Cowboys. He was supposed to replace Micah Parsons, and we have to fill that gap because Micah Parsons was a good player. He was a key player for the Dallas Cowboys. To replace him and bring someone who can fit in that gap, it will not also be easy for the Dallas Cowboys. Coach Brian Schottenheimer and Christian Parker, they have to do something. They have to change mentality. They have to change system, because we need to convince fans. We need to convince everyone that Cowboys is a true contender for the Super Bowl next season. Yes, that's what you have to ask yourself. Can Cowboys be a contender this upcoming season? Yes, for me, I can say yes, but I can say yes by asking myself more questions. Is it a right defense we have right now? Is it right offense we have right now? We have a good offense, but we still doubt on our defense. What we have seen last season, there is no hope that it will not also be this season. Even if we hired a new defensive coordinator, and even if we send more players defensively, we still to see a chemistry between these two sides. We need to see a chemistry of the defense and chemistry with the offense, and also chemistry between the defenders, because we lost more games due to weakness of the defense last season. And we decided to sack Matt Eberflus, our defensive coordinator last season, because he failed to strengthen, and also he failed to upgrade the level of the Dallas Cowboys defense last season, which also created more gap and more losses in the NFL games last season. So we had a new defensive coordinator, we had a new players defensively, we selected the best defenders, we signed also best defenders, we signed good wide receivers, we signed good tight end, we signed good linebackers, we have edge rushers, we have quarterbacks. We have every position, we have a good player. It's a time for coaching staff to produce something unique, because to win NFL Super Bowl, you have to be a unique team. We have to build a unique team, because you have to be different from others in order to win this trophy. So it's a time for the blind Schottenheimer. Yes, it's time for the Jerry Jones. It's time for the fans, all them together, to raise the hands and put this American team on another level, so that we can get another championship as American team. So that's what we can do this upcoming season. Dallas Cowboys, we can do something, my friend. That's what I can say. We can do what Steelers did last season. We can do what Philadelphia Eagles did in 2024. We can do everything, my friend. We can do everything. 30 years of the draft. It is not good for Dallas Cowboys. So it is not good for the Dallas Cowboys as American team. We can do something, my friend. We can do something together. But also we need to build a strong team in all corners, defensively, offensively. We have money, we have capacity, financially we are good. What we need also it is management, good management, and also we have to fight. Yes, to fight. So to win this trophy, you have to fight. We tried to keep our best players, George Pickens. We tried to extend the contract of more players this off-season. It's time also to work together for these new faces, new players, with also new coaching members, so we can build something special. My friend, this season we will bring new tactics and techniques in the Dallas Cowboys. This is what coaches said. Schottenheimer, Christian Parker, they are going to introduce new system that will help us. Do you know that system? Defensively, Christian Parker, he said they are going to play a 3-4. 3-4 system. It is going to transform Cowboys defensively to a better and better defense in NFL. So we have also offense. The good news to keep George Pickens in the Dallas Cowboys. He is going to transform with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott to be the caliber team in NFL and win different games together. So let us see what is these boys that are going to do for the Dallas. And in the 4th round, we have selected edge rusher Overton. These 5 players we have selected, all of them they are defensive players, and this helps you to understand why Dallas Cowboys, the priority in this NFL draft was defense. And of course there is more reasons for the Dallas to select more players defensively. It is because defense last season was not good, and defense needed an upgrades, and the upgrades was supposed to be in the draft. This is why we have drafted more players defensively, so as to help Christian Parker to build and upgrade the level of the defense of the Dallas Cowboys. So more players were selected, and also in the off-season trade we have signed players defensively, more players defensively, so to continue to build and strengthen the Dallas Cowboys defense. So no one can doubt about that one. There was a need, there was help for the defense this off season. So that's why we have selected those players in the defense. And Cowboys have also extended the contract of the kicker Brandon Obley, and it was of course necessary for the Cowboys to extend the contract of the Brandon Obley because he has good statistics in the previous 3-2 season. There was more reasons for extending the contract of the Brandon Obley. By now he is the first, and he's the first paid kicker in NFL. Cowboys and Brandon Obley agreed on the new contract of the 4 years, where Cowboys will pay him 9 million per 1 season. So you understand that he get good amount of the money. So that's what he wanted. And he was restricted free agent, and Cowboys negotiated him because no team that interested in signing Brandon Obley. That's why he was signed by the He was resigned, of course, he was resigned by the Dallas Cowboys, and now he is the best paid kicker in the NFL, Brandon Aubrey. And now what we are waiting is to see whether George Pickens also will sign a long-term contract as Brandon Aubrey did